Hey guys, welcome to my course. My name is Ido and I am the founder of Siteborn. In today's course, I will teach you how to build a website for your wedding. I would like to congratulate you for getting married and wish you all the best in your marriage life. I'm honored to be the one that will help you to build a website for your big day. We will learn so many cool things in this course. We'll register our own domain name, we'll sign up with a hosting company, we will install WordPress as our CMS platform. We're also going to talk about themes and plugins and how to build a website, how to design it and customize it exactly as we want. We're also going to create a gift registry and link it to our website so the visitors of the website will know exactly what kind of gift we would like to receive for our wedding and they will get it for us. This is great. We're also going to make our website responsive and mobile friendly. It will look good on every screen size. This will be a quick and fun course. By the end of these 2 hours, you will have your own website for your wedding. Go ahead, start it now, surprise your partner, and by the end of this course, your website will be done, which is amazing. This is a beginners friendly course. You don't need to know any coding or programming language whatsoever. It's very easy, everything made visually using drag and drop page builders. Super easy, everybody can do it. I'm here for you guys, taking you all the way. If you have any questions, make sure to contact me. You have the links on the screen over here. And also, you can find the link below this course, below this lecture. Contact me anytime you need some support. So thanks again for taking my course. I will see you on the other side.
Okay, so in order to make the best out of this course, I created this PDF presentation for you guys, packed with great information and useful links for your website. I will also make sure to keep this presentation up to date with the most relevant links. So definitely download it. It's totally for free for my students. Just go to siteborn.com and click resources. You also have the direct link over here on the screen. Again, you don't need to register, you don't need to pay for that. It's totally for free. Over here, you will find the resources for my other courses. Just scroll down and you will see this wedding course resources. Click on download now. It will start the download immediately and you will have this great information in front of you whenever you guys need it. So definitely take advantage of it and you will enjoy it and benefit from it a lot. So the first thing that we will need to do is to register a domain name and sign up with a hosting company. So domain name is the online address of your website. That is the address that your visitors will need to enter inside their browser in order to visit your website. For example, danandamywedding.com. A hosting is an online server that will host the web pages, images, video, etc. and will deliver it to your visitors when they are visiting your page. We can get a domain name and a hosting company in one step. Just click on this link over here or go directly to siteborn.com/hostgator and it will take you to this page. Here we will click on the Get Started button, or we can go to Hosting and then Shared Hosting. Here we have 3 different plans that we can choose from. The main difference between the plans is the amount of the domain names that we can register on each plan. Because we're only going to build one website for the wedding, I recommend you to go with the Hatchling plan because it's the cheapest one. In this field, we will type in our desired domain, for example, Dan and Amy. Click enter and then enter again. And we can see that the danandamy.com is taken. It's unavailable. We cannot register it. However, we can register the same name but with a different domain extension such as club, site, etc. You can take one of those, or if you don't want it and you still insist with the com, we need to think just a little bit out of the box and maybe add wedding to the end of our domain, danandamywedding.com. Let's recheck it, make sure it's available, and we can see that the .com version is available and we can register it for free. Scroll down and we can see that the domain privacy protection is automatically checked. It's a useful option for a business website or e-commerce website, but it's unnecessary for a wedding website. Therefore, we are going to uncheck it and save some money. On step number 2, make sure that this is the package type that you chose, which is Hatchling, and the billing cycle is set for 3 years. However, if you're going to get married soon, which I assume, you can change the billing cycle, for example, maybe 1 year. instead of 3 years. Again guys, make sure to use the link I provided you with in order to save money on whichever plan you choose. On step number 3, create your HostGator account. You will need to enter your email address that you would like to use, your personal email address such as Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, etc. Create a password and also a security pin. The security pin can be used to get support from HostGator later on if you will need it. They will ask for your security pin to verify your account. You will need to provide it, and then they can support you with your process if you will ever need something from them. So definitely write it down somewhere and don't forget it. On the fourth step, you will need to enter your personal information here on the left, and on the right side you can choose your payment method. You can use credit card or PayPal over here. So just fill all the information really quick and we can move forward to step number 5. The fifth step is to add additional services. Right now, 2 services are checked. We don't need any of them because it's a wedding website. Again, it's not an e-commerce website or a business website. Therefore, in order to save money, we will uncheck this both over here, make sure nothing is checked. Now we can scroll down to view the order summary. We can see that if you didn't use my link, there is no coupon code loaded into your link, and therefore the full price is going to be over $107 for this year. However, if you used my link, the coupon code is already supposed to be loaded and save you a lot of money. If you don't see the coupon code, just use wedding, click validate, and you can see that the price dropped in over 50%, and now it's only $48 for the whole year. So definitely guys, make sure to use my link and use the coupon code wedding to save a lot of money. Then just scroll down, check this box over here, and then click on checkout now. After checking out, you will get this payment completed page notifying you that the payment was completed successfully, and now HostGator are building your HostGator account and preparing your dashboard. It's a process that will take approximately 1 minute. At the end of it, you will see this screen. Just click on the View Your Dashboard button and you will be taken to your HostGator dashboard. Excellent! In our next lecture, we will install WordPress on our domain name. In this lecture, we are going to install WordPress. WordPress is going to be our platform to build a website. Why WordPress? Because it's the world's most popular website builder. 39% of the web is built on WordPress. More bloggers, small businesses, and Fortune 500 companies use WordPress than all other options combined. That's why we are going to use this platform, because it's the best in the world. So let's get back to our HostGator account and install it from there. Okay, so inside your HostGator dashboard, click on the Install WordPress link over here, and you will be redirected to this page. Click on Install Now to open the installation wizard. Here it will just ask you some questions regarding your WordPress installation. You don't need to do much over here on this section, but here under site settings, just type in the site name and the site description. So for example, Dan and Amy Wedding, that's the site name, and the description can be "Come celebrate with us." You don't need to overthink about it because we can change it later on from your WordPress dashboard if you would like. Here in the admin account, I recommend you to leave the admin as is. However, you should change the password from pass to something stronger. You can type in whatever you want over here, or just click on the key icon in order to generate an automatic secured password, as you can see over here. But make sure to change the admin email to the same email you registered with HostGator, your personal Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, etc. Great. Now you have the option to change the language from English to any other language that you would like. I'm going to keep it as is. Just scroll all the way to the bottom. You don't need to do anything else right now. And all the way at the bottom, just click on the install button to start installing WordPress. That process will take about a minute or so. And when you're all done, you will see this screen with your credentials to log into your WordPress dashboard. This is the link to your website, the front end, the same website that your visitor are going to see. And the bottom link, that's the link to your WordPress dashboard. From here, as an administrator, you can add pages, media, blog posts, etc. In order to access your dashboard, just click on this link. It will take you to the back end of your WordPress website. And in the next lecture, we will talk about the differences between the front end and the back end, and we're also going to clean our dashboard just a little bit. So this is the back end of your WordPress website. You, as the administrator, as the owner of the website, you are the only one that can access this screen. Your visitors will not see this screen. You can see here at the top your admin panel that includes quick links to create pages, blog posts, etc. And here on the left side you can see the admin sidebar populated with tabs related to your WordPress system and also some related to the plugins that came pre-installed with WordPress. To view your website as a visitor, just click on your website name over here and it will take you to the front end. That's what your website looks like. By default, your homepage currently is showing your latest blog post, but we'll change it as we'll move forward. You can still see the admin panel here at the top just because you are logged in as administrator. To prove you guys that it won't be there for normal regular visitors, just click log out, go back to your domain name, and you will see the website without the admin panel. To log back in into your WordPress dashboard, just add /wp-admin to your domain name and it will take you to the login screen where you will need to enter your username and password. After logging in to our WordPress dashboard, we have some cleanings to do, some default messages that came pre-installed with your WordPress website. For example, this one, we can click dismiss in order to close this message and also exit the Jetpack message because it's plugin related and we won't use this plugin anyway. So our dashboard is cleaner now. We can still see some information and data related to our widgets. But as soon as we'll deactivate some of the plugins, they will disappear as well. Here on the left side in the sidebar menu, we can see many options and tabs. Some of them are system related and some of them are plugins related. Because we are not going to use all the plugins that came pre-installed with our WordPress website, it's best practice to deactivate and delete all the plugins that we are not going to use. In order to do that, let's navigate to plugins and then install plugins. Plugins, similar to apps for smartphone, are extensions to help us expand the functionality of WordPress. Inactive plugins has a white background, while active plugin has a light blue background, as you can see here. Because we only need one plugin that came pre-installed with our website, we are going to check them all except the last one, the WP Form Lite, and we are going to change this back action to deactivate and then click on apply. All of them will have a white background, which means they are all inactive. Then we're going to check them one more time, again except the last one, and then we're going to change the back action to delete and then click apply. Now they will be deleted one by one, and you can see the menu on the left adjusting accordingly, and many of the options disappeared because they were plugin related and we don't have the plugins anymore. After refreshing this plugins page, we can only see one plugin, the one that we didn't delete. Great job guys! In our next lecture, we will talk about and install a theme. Okay, so now we need to install a theme. What are themes? Themes are used to simplify the process of creating a website. It is a collection of templates and style sheets that define the appearance and display of the website. Before the page builders era, themes were super important because they determined how your website was going to look like. Today, when using page builders, our requirements from themes has changed. Now we are looking for a theme that will give the page builder maximum freedom without limitations. Let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and install the right theme for us. Here go to Appearance Themes, and here you can see all the themes that currently installed on your WordPress website. The one on the top left is active, you can see the active word over here. And to view your website, just click on your website name, and that's what your website looks like right now with your current theme. Pretty simple. Let's go back to our dashboard in order to install the new theme. Here we are going to click on Add New, and here you have many themes that you can install from the WordPress repository. And in the search bar, we are going to search for Hello. And the theme that we are going to install called Hello Elementor, and we are installing this theme specifically because it was created by the same developer who created our page builder. So the page builder and the theme are going to work together seamlessly, which is exactly what we want. So click on Install. and then on activate in order to activate the theme. We can see that our active theme right now it's Hello Elementor. We can go back to our homepage, refresh and revisit the website to see what it looks like with the new theme. We can see that it changed a bit, still displaying the latest blog post, but we are going to change it in our next few lectures. Okay, so this is our homepage. Right now it's showing our website name plus our latest blog post. Now, why does it show us a blog post if we never created one? That's because every fresh installation of WordPress comes with a default post. To view them, let's go to Posts and then All Posts, and here you can see the Hello World post that came pre-installed. We can delete this post or just ignore it. We're not going to use posts because it's a wedding website. But because WordPress by default is showing our latest blogs in our homepage, we will need to change it through the settings screen. So let's navigate to settings and then into readings. And here we will need to change the homepage settings from your latest blog post to a static page. But first we'll need to create our homepage. In order to do that, let's navigate to pages and then all pages. And here we can see the two pages that came with our WordPress website, the privacy policy and also the sample page. We don't really need them, so let's just delete them both. Then click on the Add New button at the top to add a new page. Here we will exit the full screen mode so we'll have easy access to our sidebar by going to these three dots and then uncheck the full screen mode. Excellent. Now we're just going to name this page home because that's going to be our home page. We don't need to enter any content yet. Let's just click publish and then publish again. Great. Now we can go back to our settings screen. Here we are going to refresh this page so we can load the new home page. We will choose the second option, the static page, and we will set the home page to be our home page that we created a second ago. Now let's click on Save Changes. Excellent. Now our home page is the page that we created. We can refresh the page and we can see that our home page no longer showing our latest blog post, but it's showing the page title saying home, which is good. Now we have one more settings to go through. Now let's go back again to settings and then into the permalinks screen. And here we can see that the permalink screen is set to display our URL along with when the page was created. For example, year, month, and day. For example, when we will create our direction page, it will be accessible to this URL or something similar. This is unnecessary, and let's simplify the things by choosing the post name option. That will take off the date completely out of the link, which will make it easier. Let's just scroll down and click on Save Changes, and we're done with the settings. As I told you earlier, in this course, we will use a page builder to make our wedding website. We are using a page builder for three main reasons. It's quick and easy, the website will look professional, and you don't need to know any coding or programming languages whatsoever. There are a few good page builder plugins for WordPress, however there is only one that is above the rest. That plugin called Elementor, and that's the one we will use in this course. Elementor currently have over 5 million active installations with 5-star reviews. This is incredible, and this is the most popular page builder for WordPress. Open a new window and navigate to sidebar.com/get-Elementor. It will take you to the Elementor screen where you will download automatically the latest version of the plugin. So definitely use this link to get the latest version. After you download it to your computer, go back to your WordPress website, into plugins, add new, and upload plugin. Click on choose file and choose the Elementor plugin you just downloaded. Then click on install now. Once installed, click on activate. After activating the plugin, you will be redirected to this welcome to Elementor screen. You don't need to do anything here, just exit this pop-up and you will be taken to your WordPress dashboard once again. Excellent job. Now we can move forward, and in the next lecture we will talk about the differences between the page templates. Alright, so now we can move forward and start building our homepage. First, let's go to our pages and then all pages. And here we will click on edit under the home page. Now we can see that we have a new button added to our edit screen called Edit with Elementor. That's because we activated the Elementor plugin. But before we are going to launch the visual editor of Elementor, let's just focus on this tab over here called Page Attributes. When clicking on it, we can see that we have 4 different attributes or layouts to choose from. The first one, the default template, and the last one, the theme, are pretty much the same, so we're only going to focus on the first 3. The default template, the Elementor canvas, and Elementor full width. What are the differences between them? I created this vector to simplify the things as much as possible, and it's pretty straightforward. So let's start with the default template. The default template is displaying the header, the page title. The content is limited to 960 pixels and it's located in the center of the page, and it's also displaying the footer. The canvas template doesn't have a header or page title. The content is 100% left to right, and it also doesn't have the footer. It's perfect for landing pages. And the last one, the full width template, it's very similar to the default template, but the only difference is that the content is not limited to 960 pixels, but it's 100% from left to right. In order to decide which template we need, we first of all need to know what kind of section we would like to build. So the first thing is obviously to open our sample page, the one that we would like to mimic, and see what we are dealing with. After navigating to our sample page, we can see that we have a header over here, and also the sections are taking full width 100% from left to right. Based on what we saw earlier, the template that we'll need to use is Elementor full width because it supports the header and also support the full width content. So therefore choose Elementor full width, then click on update, and after you did so, we can launch our Elementor visual editor by clicking on this button over here. We will be redirected to the Elementor visual editor. Excellent, here we can see the default header of the page. We will change it later, don't worry about it. And in the next lecture, I would like to focus on the Elementor platform, what it is and how to use it. Alright, so this is the visual editor of Elementor. And here on the screen in front of us, we can see 2 components. The one on the left, which is the widget sidebar. Here you can choose all the styles that you would like to add to your page. And here on the right side is the content itself, what your page looks like. Now in the last lecture, we chose our template to be Elementor full width because we would like to support header and footer. However, right now when we're creating the page, we can see that the header can interfere with our design. So for now, it will be smarter maybe to change the full width to the canvas template. In order to do that, we can do it using the page I showed you last lecture, or we can also go to the settings icon here at the bottom left corner and change the template from full width to canvas. Let it reload. It will load without the page header, and now just click on update to start working with Elementor. We're changing to the canvas template temporarily just for now to hide the header. Later on, after we'll create the new header, we will change it back to the full width template. Alright, so now we don't see the header anymore, but don't worry, we'll get back to it later on. Now let's start by creating a new section. We'll click on this plus icon, and here we have many options to choose from. We have sections with different amount of columns. Let's visit our sample page and we can see that the first hero section, the first section, it's left to right with only one column in the middle of the section. So let's choose the first section on the top left because it's only one column. Excellent. After we edit it, we can see the new section at the top of the page. Now we can go back to the widgets list and drag the first element. As we can see in the sample page, it's just text. So we will drag the text editor widget and drop it over here inside the section. Now when hovering over the new section, we can see 3 different components. We can see the light blue outside frame, which is the section. Inside of it, we can see a dotted gray frame, which is the column. And inside the column, we can see another light blue frame, which is the element itself, the widget. Now check it out, guys. Every time we click on one of the components, whether it's the section, column, or widget, the sidebar on the left that displayed the widget list change to display the component that we are working with. Right now we are working with the section, so it's showing us edit section. And some relevant tabs to the component that we are editing. For example, layout, style, and advanced. If we'll click on the column, it will show us edit column. And when clicking on the widget itself, it's showing us that we are working with the widget along with relevant tabs related to this widget, such as content, style, and advanced. Obviously, each of the tabs is in charge for different aspect of the widget. For example, the content is in charge for the content of the widget. The style is how the widget is going to look like, and the advanced is in charge for some advanced options that we are going to go through later on in this course. To get back to the widgets list, just click on this grid icon here at the top right corner, and it will take you back to see all the designs options that you can add to the section. After we learn the fundamentals of Elementor, we can move forward and start building our website. Okay, so we can start building our first section. So we can see that we have the outer section, the inner column, and also the widget inside the column. To keep it simple and organized, we will start by customizing the outer section, and then we will move inside to customize the widgets. So let's start with the outer section first. We can see in the demo site that the height of the section is going from the top of the screen all the way to the bottom of the screen. And our section, on the other hand, is only taking the height of the widget inside of it. So let's change it by go to the settings screen of the section. We can see that we're editing the section right now. And here we will change the height from default to fit to screen. And then we can see that the section height expanded from the top all the way to the bottom. And automatically the content is centered in the middle of the section. As you can see here, that's exactly what we need, which is great. If in your case it didn't automatically center itself, make sure the column position option is set to middle instead of top. Great, so we're not done with the outer section yet. In the demo site, we can see that the outside section is holding a background image of this bride. We can, instead of that, put our own images. Alright, but if you don't have your own photo and you prefer to use a stock image just like this one over here, go to siteborn.com/Shutterstock. It will take you to this website where you can buy beautiful royalty-free images for your website. Now, if you use my link, you can get the first 10 images for totally free, so definitely use siteborn.com/Shutterstock. Then search for your desired image, for example, marriage. It will give you millions of images to choose from. Let's go with something simple, this one over here. Just click on the image that you like the most. It will take you to this page and just click download now. You will need to sign up to Shutterstock really quick. It's totally free, and then you will be able to download it. I already did it, so we can close this pop-up and exit Shutterstock. We can go back to our website. And while still editing the outer section, we will switch to the Style tab. And here for the background type, we have 4 options. You can experiment them all, but I'm going to go with the classic. And here under the classic, you can choose a solid color or you can choose a background image. So let's choose the image option. And into this pop-up, we will need to drag our image that we downloaded from Shutterstock. After uploading, click on Insert Media, and now we can see the background image of the outer section. But we need to prettify it just a bit with some options over here. So let's change the position of the background image to center. We will change the repeat to no repeat, and also we will change the size to cover, and that way our background image will cover the whole section just like so, and it will be in the center of the section. Now we can also see in the demo site that there is some kind of an overlay on top of the background image, and that causing the text to pop out more. Let's do that also on our website. So here below the background image, let's expand the background overlay tab, and here we'll choose a classic overlay, and here we'll choose our overlay color. You can choose any color that you would like. I like to work with a dark color, so I'm going to choose black, and we can also adjust the opacity to see the image more or less based on our desire. So I'm going to increase it to 0.6, which means we are going to see the image less, but we can still see it through, just like so. Great, so we are pretty much done with the outer section, and now we can move inside to work with the widgets. Okay, so we have one element, and when we're visiting our demo site, we can see that we have 4 elements. We have this text, this title, and 2 buttons over here. Let's start with the first element, the one at the top. This is the text. So I'm just going to copy the words, and then I will go back to our website, and here you have 2 options where to paste the code and how to paste the code. You can paste it under the visual tab, and that will paste the text along with some formation like style. Or if you want to paste it plain text, you can just switch to the text tab and paste it over here instead, and it will paste it just as pure text, as you can see here, without formation. Okay, so we do have some designs options to go through. Let's just switch really quick to the style tab in order to customize the widget as we want. And here under the style tab, first of all, we will center the element just like so. We are also going to change the font color to white so we can see it. And here we will click on the typography icon to change the font size to something bigger, maybe like 30 pixels. I think that will be great. Now we can also change the font family over here in this drop down menu. You can choose one out of many fonts that you have over there. I already know the font that we are using. It's called Play. So I'm just going to search for it, and I can find it over here. I will choose it. And as you can see, our first widget is ready, and now we can move forward to play with the title. Okay, so the next element is going to be this nice, big, beautiful title saying Dan and Amy. And in order to create that, let's go back to our website. We'll switch back to our widgets list. And here we can still drag and use text editor. However, the heading widget will fit the purpose better. So let's drag the heading widget. And here on the left side under the content tab, let's just type in Dan and Amy. And we're also going to center the text in the center of the column. Alright, so now let's switch to the style tab, and the first thing obviously is to change the color of the text to pink to match our demo site. And here we will expand the typography options. I will change the font size to something bigger, around 100 pixels or so. And also I'm going to change the font family from the default font to a curved one that's called Great Vibes. So I'm going to type it here and look for it. I can see it over here. I'm going to select it, and I can see that the font changed accordingly. We can also change the weight of the font if you want to make it lighter or bolder, and you can do it from here. Just choose the number. It's running from 100 to bold. I'm pretty satisfied with the way the title looks like. There is only one more thing to do before we're moving on to the next element, and this is the gap between the first element and the title itself. So you can see that in the demo site there is a larger gap. In order to do that on our website, let's switch back to the widgets list, and here we're going to drag the spacer to the right position, and now just drag the slider left or right to increase or decrease the gap, just like so. Excellent, so now we can move forward to our last 2 elements, which are the buttons. Alright, so let's move on to the last 2 elements, which are the 2 buttons, one next to each other. We have this button over here and the one on the right next to it. But first thing first, we'll start with the button on the left. We can see that it's a white button with a white border and without any background color. So the first thing is obviously let's go back to our WordPress website, and here we'll switch back to the widgets list, and we'll drag the inner section widget into our column. Okay, and this widget will create 2 columns inside of the one column that we have, which is great for our purpose because we want to display the buttons one next to each other. So to the left column, we'll drag a button, we'll design it, and then we'll create another one for the right column. So we have few things to change here under the content tab. Let's start with the text. We need to change the text to RSVP now. We also can put the link, but because we didn't create the RSVP section yet, we don't have the link yet. We'll get back to it later on in this course. Let's change the button size to large so it will get bigger. And also we're going to align the button to the right so it will be next to the other button. Now let's just switch to the Style tab. We have some things to change regarding this button, for example, the text size, the background color, the border color, etc. So let's start with the typography. We'll click on the pencil icon over here. We will start first with the font family. I know the font that we need called Popping, so I'm going to type it here and look for it. Then I will change the font size to something around 25 or 20. There you go. And I can also increase the letter spacing, so there will be more space between the letters, so it will take more space. Great. So now below that, I can see that there are two buttons. There is the normal state and the hover state. The normal state is what you see right now without hovering your mouse on top of the button. The hover state is while hovering your mouse on top of the button. So this button, the one on the left, doesn't have any hover state. However, the one on the right does have. But let's start with the one on the left first. We're only going to deal with the normal state. So let's change the background color from this green to transparent. We're going to slide the opacity slider all the way to the left to 0. Excellent. The border type is set to none. We'll change it to solid. And here we will increase the border size to 2 pixels each direction, top, bottom, right, and left. And last, let's change the border radius to something around 30 pixels in order to make the button more round, just like so. Okay, so the button on the left side is ready. Now we can move forward and design the button on the right. We can see that the two buttons are very similar to each other. They are pretty much the same, just with different text, different link, and colors. Besides that, everything is the same. So let's start by dragging the button widget to the right column. Now we can start designing the button and try to match it exactly like the button on the left. It's going to take us some time and guessing. However, we can speed up the process by copy the button on the left and paste the style only by clicking on paste style on the right button. It will copy only the style and will keep all the other elements as is. Now we only need to do some minor changes. So first of all, let's align the button to the left. Obviously later on we will need to change the link, and also now we can change the text to view registry. Excellent. So now let's just switch to the style tab. We need to change some colors under the hover state and also the normal state. Let's start with the normal states, of course. Here we need to change the background color to pink. So I'm going to choose pink and then slide the opacity slider all the way to the right in order for us to see the color, just like so. Great, the border can be 2 pixels just like the other one, but let's change the border color from white to pink so it can match the background color of the button. Great job. Now, when we're satisfied with the normal state, we can move on to the hover state and change the way the button looks when we're hovering our mouse on it. So let's switch to the hover tab, and here we need to change the text color to pink. I'm also going to copy the color code because I want to use the exact same one with our border color. So I'm going to paste it here inside the border color so it will match. And now when running some tests, I can see that the background color, it's not transparent. I'm going to go back to the background color over here and slide this opacity slider all the way to the left. Now when I recheck the button, I can see that it looks good. Of course, I can make it better if I will choose a lighter pink, but just for the purpose of this example, I would leave it as is. Our first section is pretty much ready. If you would like to view it in the full screen without any frames or sidebar, just click on this arrow over here. It will push everything to the left and the frames will disappear. You can retest it now, make sure everything is working as it should. When you're satisfied, just reopen the sidebar and click on this update button in order to make the changes live so the rest of the world can see it. And now to view your website, just click on this icon, the burger icon on the top left corner, and click on view page. It will take you to your live domain, to your live website, where you can see what you created. Well, you saw that to create this kind of section is not too long. It's between 10 to 15 minutes, which is very short and very quick. However, in the next lecture, I will show you how to build your whole website in less than few minutes by loading a template. Okay, so based on the time that it took us to build the first section, we can see that to build a page like this one with all the other sections, It's a process that will take us about 30 minutes, which is not a big deal. However, I want to show you that thanks to Elementor, we can create a page like that, full page, full homepage, just like this one, for less than 2 minutes. And I will show you exactly how to do it right now. So first of all, let's go back to our WordPress website. And here I am going to delete the section we created in the previous lecture. Don't panic, guys. I am going to show you why we did it in a second. Now, instead of creating a new section, I'm going to click on this icon with a folder, and that will load tons of pre-made templates that are already ready to be used. Just like so. You can browse between all of them, choose the one that you like. However, because we are building a wedding website, I'm going to search for wedding over here on the top right corner, and we have two templates for now that we can choose from. The one on the left, it's the Pro version. It will only work if you have the Pro version of Elementor. And the one on the right is the free version. It will work with any Elementor installation. If you want to see what the Pro version looks like, just click on the magnifying glass over here and it will show you what you are missing. If you want to purchase this one, just buy a full copy of Elementor. It's only $49. If you use sideborn.com/Elementor, you may get a discount if there is any discount right now active for Elementor. So definitely use it. Because we have the free version of Elementor, I am going to choose the template on the right and going to click Insert. It will open up this pop-up and asking us to connect to the Elementor servers. We're just going to click on this button and then we are going to click on the Connect button in order to connect with Elementor. After a successful connection, we will be redirected to this page saying that we successfully connected with Elementor. Excellent, now we can go back to the visual editor and here we'll exit this pop-up and refresh this page in order to load the template. We're going to click on the folder icon once again, look for wedding, and now when we're clicking insert on the free version, we can see that it's going to load all the media and all the text into our page. And when it's all done, we can see the full page in front of us. This is amazing. This is great. You can scroll down, see what it looks like. Of course, we need to do some minor changes, change some of the text, some of the designs, the elements, but overall, we created this whole page in less than 2 minutes. Now just click on the update button and make the changes live. You can go back to your homepage, to your domain name, refresh this page, and you can see your brand new homepage in front of you. You can scroll down and up, test the page, and in the next lecture we are going to change some of the elements of this page and adjust it to our needs. Okay, so this is our website and we need to go through each of the sections and adjust it to our needs. Okay, so let's start with the first section. We can see that we can remove these rows, this icon from here. We also need to change the text and also add another button to the one that we already have. So let's go back to our visual editor. Here we're just going to delete this icon and we're also going to change the text to Dan and Amy. Great. Now we need to add another button to the one that we already have here. Let's start by dragging the inner section below the title. Here we're going to drag the already existed button to the left column, design it, duplicate it, and drag the other one to the right column. Because we already did it a few lectures ago, I'm just speeding up the process to save you some valuable time. When we're done, we can scroll down to the second section. Here we only need to change the names of the bride and groom to Amy and Dan. Now I would like to show you a cool trick that we can do with this section. I would like to create an animation effect so the content on the right will meet the content on the left in the middle. We can apply the animation effect to any section, column or widget. I think it will be smart to work with the columns in this case, so I'm just going to click on the settings tab of the column. I'm switching to the advanced tab. Here I will expand the motion effect and I will choose sliding in right. So the right column will slide from the right side of the screen and it will stop where it is right now. And I'm also changing the left column to slide from left to the center by choosing slide in left, and that way both of them will meet in the middle, which will create a nice effect. Moving forward, of course, you can change anything you want in the next couple of sections, but I'm going to leave it as is. In this section, however, we can adjust it a bit. If you want, you can create like a background overlay by going to the style tab of the section, exactly as we did in the first section. And here under the background overlay, we'll change it to any color you want. However, I'm just going to reverse it back to what it was. And now I would like to show you a cool trick that you can apply to any section that's called shape divider. So expand the tab, and here you can apply the shape divider to the top or the bottom or both. Let's do it for the top really quick. You can choose any shape divider that you would like. You have clouds, pyramid, arrows, etc. You can go between all of them, experiment, and choose the one that you like the most if you choose to use one. You can also adjust the height, flip, invert, bring to front, etc. etc. Just choose the one that you like the most and design it the way you want. I'm going to revert it back because I don't want it, but you have the option if you choose to. And in the last section, we can see that we have the button over here. However, in our demo site, we can see that we have a form for our users or the visitors to register, so we will know who is attending the wedding. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to build this form and how to display it on the page. So now we need to build our RSVP form so our users can notify us if they are coming to the wedding or not. On our site, on the other hand, we just have a button over here, but it's not really useful, so let's build the form. Let's go back to our visual editor. Here we'll just click on update to save the changes that we already done. And now we're gonna click on the burger menu on the left top corner, and here we will click on exit to dashboard in order to go back to WordPress. If you remember right, at the beginning of this course, I told you to keep the WP Forms plugin installed and active on your website. If you accidentally deleted it, don't worry, you can just go to plugins, add new, and you can look for WP Forms and you can install and activate it from here. It's already active, so now let's just go to the WP Form tab. In order to open our new form, let's go to all forms. Here we can see a list of all the forms we have, which is currently right now 0. Let's create one by clicking on add new. It will take us to this screen. Here at the top you'll need to name the form. You can call it RSVP or wedding or whatever you guys want. I'm just going to call it RSVP. Below it you can start from a blank form, but because the simple form already has everything we need, I will choose the simple form in order to speed up the process. So let's click on this button. It will take us to the visual form builder, and here we can see that the simple form is already contain first name, last name, email address, and the option to leave a comment, which is excellent. This is a great starting point. Now we can just modify it a bit. Let's start by clicking on the first name, and the sidebar on the left is showing us right now options related to the field we selected. So right now it's showing us first name and last name. However, here under the format we can change it to only first name, for example. But I will bring it back to first and last name. This red asterisk over here indicating that this field is required and the form will not be sent without filling this field. If you don't want to make it required, just uncheck this required box and it won't be required. But obviously I'm going to make it required. And the last thing I want to show you is here under the advanced options, and that's under the size. As you can see, the name, the first and last name doesn't take the full width of the form. We would like to change it and make it large so it will take the full width of the form. We are going to do the same with the email field. The only thing we are going to change here is the size of the field. Under the advanced options, we're also going to change it to large so it will take the full width of the form. And with the last field, the comment or message, I'm just going to make it unrequired so they don't have to fill it if they have nothing to say. Now let's move on to the call to action, the submit button. We'll click on it and it took us to the settings tab, and here we can change the submit text to any other text that we would like to type in over there. In our demo site it's going to be I'll be there. So let's just type it over here. Great, there is not much else to do here in this tab. Let's just move on to the notifications tab. And here it's already pretty much set up. It's going to send the email to our admin email address, the same one we register and install WordPress with. It's our Gmail account or AOL or Yahoo, etc. If you want to use a different email, just type it here instead. All the other fields are pretty much pre-populated with placeholders. I recommend you to leave it that way and it will function perfectly fine. Under the confirmations, you can enter the messages that your visitors will get after filling and sending the form. I will stick with the default, however, you can type in whatever you want over there, whatever fits your needs. Our form is ready. We can click save on the top right corner, and now we can embed the form in our homepage. So first, let's just refresh the Elementor visual editor. After we did so, we can delete this button by right click on it and then choose delete. And now we'll go back to the widget list and we will drag the WP form widget to here. Excellent. Now we can choose our form from this drop down menu. We only have one form, the RSVP. I'm going to choose it and we can see the form in front of us. The widget is taking the full width of the column and therefore it looks different than our demo site. We can see that here it's center and smaller. So let's go back to our website, and here we'll go to the advanced tab of the widget itself in order to change the width of the widget. So let's just go into positioning, and here we will choose the width to be custom and we will drag it to be around 700 pixels. After adjusting the width, we can see that the widget starts from the left side of the column. In order to center it, let's go to the settings of the column, and here we will change the horizontal align to center, and that way all the widgets of this column will be centered in the middle of the column. When we're done, let's just click on update in order to make our changes live, and then we'll go to our website once again to refresh it, and we can see our new form added to the bottom of this section, which is excellent. Now I just recommend you to run a test, send a message, and make sure the form is working as it should. Alright, so we're pretty much done with our homepage, and now we can move forward to create the second page, which is the directions page. I remind you that the first two links in the menu are related to sections inside the homepage, so they are not really pages. So let's move on to the directions page. We'll click here, and we can see that our direction page is pretty simple, only one section with some text and the map, and it's very easy to create. So first of all, let's close some extra windows that we have. And here we'll go to our WordPress website and into the dashboard. So to create a new page, you can use the admin panel at the top by going to new page, or we can go to pages, add new from the left sidebar. Here we will name the page directions, and under the page attribute, initially we will need to go with the full width. However, right now we don't have header and footer yet, so let's just choose canvas and click publish. Great, so now let's launch the visual editor of Elementor by clicking on this button. We will be redirected to the Elementor screen as we did earlier. And here we just need to start building our section. I told you guys how to build section. You just click on the plus icon and choose your desired section and then drag the desired element inside the section. However, we already know that using pre-made templates, it's way quicker. So maybe just we can do that this time as well again. So let's click on the folder icon, and again here we will see many pre-made pages that we can choose from. However, we don't need a full page. We can use one section. So instead of that, let's just move to the blocks tab, and here we have pre-made blocks that we can choose one block at a time. They are organized by subjects, and you can choose any block that you want. I already know that the blocks with the map are under the contact us subject, so let's just filter here to show only the contact sections. And here we can see many sections with different kind of maps and text, etc. Few columns, one column, etc. Just choose the one that you like the most. If I remember right, in our demo site, I used this block, so I'm going to choose it once again, click insert, and we can see that it was loaded into our page. This widget at the bottom is the share widget. If you can't see the icons, just click on it and they will appear, as you can see now. However, we don't really need it and we will delete it soon. However, let's start from the outside inside as we did with our first section. So let's start with the outer section first. We'll go into our style tab and we will change the black color to a different color. On our demo site, it's like something like burgundy or dark purple. So I'm going to change it to that color again over here. Another cool thing that I can show you, that instead of solid color, you can choose the gradient version, and then you can choose two colors that will mix one into another, and it's very cool. If you like it, definitely choose your two favorite colors. However, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go back to the solid color and choose the dark purple or the burgundy. After we're done with the outer section, we can move inside and start working with the widgets. We have few text elements over here. We can click on each of them and then choose the text, the color, the size, etc. To change the address of the map, just click on the map widget, and here on the left side you can type in the address that you would like to display. Excellent. Now we can actually delete the share buttons. We don't really need them. Just right click on it and choose delete. When you're satisfied with the result, click on update at the bottom left corner, and to view your website, click on this hamburger menu on the left top corner and then click on view page. The page is looking really good, and to access this page directly you can use this URL, your website /directions, and that's the exact URL we're going to enter into our menu when we'll create it. In the next lecture I'm going to show you how to make our website responsive. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to talk about responsive design, why it's so important, and also verify that our website is looking good on every screen size. So let's start with effect first of all. Mobile accounts for approximately half of the web traffic worldwide. That means that half of your visitors will visit your website through their mobile. And our job is to make sure that your website is looking good there too. So while in desktop, the columns are one next to each other because it's a big screen and there is room for both of them, in mobile the situation is different because it's a small screen, so the columns are stacked one under another. So the left column is the one at the top and the right column is below it. Luckily, when creating a website with Elementor, it's automatically responsive and will look good on every screen size. Let's just go back to our WordPress website to verify it and also make couple changes that will fit the little screen better. Okay, so let's go back to our homepage once again and into our Elementor visual editor. Here we can view our website how it looks like on desktop view. However, we can switch to a tablet or mobile view by clicking on this screen icon here at the bottom. So let's choose mobile to see what our website looks like on mobile. So we can see that the columns are one under another, which is great. It's automatically responsive. We have some minor things to change, obviously, to adjust it better for mobile. So let's start from the top, from the first section. We'll scroll all the way up. And here we can see that the top title is bigger than the main title. So let's change it. I will click on this title, and here I will switch to the style tab and into the typography. And because we switched to the mobile view, this icon over here changed, and now it's showing a mobile icon, indicating that the changes that we are going to perform right now only going to affect the mobile view. So for example, let's change the size of the text to something really small, like 5 pixels. And now we'll switch back to the desktop view, and we can see that the text in the desktop view didn't change at all, and it's the same as we designed it. So we're only affecting the mobile view. Let's go back to the mobile view and we'll adjust the text. We'll make it better, something like 12 pixels. Now let's click on the main title, the Dan and Amy. We'll switch to the style tab, and here we're only going to adjust the size of the mobile view. Again, we can see the icon here, and we'll make this text bigger, something like 55 pixels. The next one in line are the buttons. Right now the left button is aligned to the right and the right button is aligned to the left. We'll change it on mobile view only, and we'll make them both aligned to the center. Great, so the first section is pretty much ready. Let's scroll down to the second section. We can see that this section looks good. However, we can change the padding, which is the inner gap between the widget to the column. As you can see here, there is gap from the left and gap from the right. We'll go to the column and into the advanced tab, and here we'll make sure the padding is set to 0 or very small number. And don't forget to change it for the groom as well. Now, because the left column is on top of the right column, the bride is first. You have the option to reverse the order of the columns by go to the section itself, then into the advanced tab, then open the responsive options, and here toggle this option and it will reverse the order of the columns, so the groom will be on top and the bride will be below it. So that's how you manipulate the order on mobile as well. But I'm not going to do that, I just wanted to show you that it's possible. Then keep scrolling down, you can see that the rest of the sections are perfectly fine. Of course, you can adjust and change. However, for our example, it's perfectly fine and we can just click on update. Now let's just revisit the homepage once again. We'll make sure everything looks good on desktop, and it is. And in our next lecture, we'll start building our menu. Okay, so let's visit our demo site, and we can see that we have a nice header here at the top. On the left side we have the icon that will lead to the home page, and on the right side we have the menu with 3 different links. The first 2 links will take us to different sections of the home page, and the third link, the directions, will take us to the directions page. So meet the couple will take us to this couple section, and the RSVP link will take us all the way to the bottom to the RSVP form, and the directions link will take us to the directions page we created a few lectures ago. So let's go back to our homepage and discuss how we created these first 2 links that will link to specific sections of the homepage. So each of these sections need to have a specific custom ID text that is unique for the section. We'll create an ID for the couples, and also we'll create an ID for the RSVP form. So let's go back to our Elementor visual editor. We'll switch to the desktop view again, and here we'll go first to the couple section into the advanced tab, and here inside the CSS ID option we will fill it with custom specific text. You can call it whatever you want. I will call it the couple, no spaces, and it's also case sensitive. I need to remember that everything is with lowercase. We'll use it in a bit. And now let's scroll down to the RSVP section. Again, we'll click on the advanced tab, and for this one I will just call it RSVP, just like so. Now I will click on update, and let's exit this visual editor and get into the WordPress dashboard. Here we will go into appearance and then menus. By default, WordPress already pre-made a default menu for us. We can use it. We can see that right now it's holding the home link and also the directions page, which is good. We just need to customize it a bit. First of all, let's give it a different name. We'll call it main menu. We don't need the home link because we are going to use the icon, the rose icon, as link back to the home page. So let's delete this home link over here. And now we need to create the first 2 links, the meet the couple and the RSVP link. Let's expand the custom links option over here. And right now where the URL is, it's empty. We need to enter our CSS ID over there. So the way we do it, it's / hashtag and then the exact ID name. For example, the couple. Then here, it's a freestyle text. You can type whatever you want. That's the text that will be displayed in the menu. Then just click on add to menu. You can see that it was added here on the right side. Now let's add the RSVP link, the same idea, / hashtag and then the exact CSS ID we gave to that section, which is lower cases RSVP. Here we can call it whatever we want. I will call it RSVP with capital letters, and again add to menu. And to reorganize the order of the items, just drag it up and down just like so. Now the menu is ready. We can click on create menu, and that will create our menu. If by the way you couldn't see the directions page, you can just check it here under the pages tab. and click on add to menu, and it will add it to the menu. However, we already had it, so we don't need to do it. Now we can move forward and build the header. So now we already have the menu and we can start building the header. So we can go to our homepage, edit with Elementor, and then add a header section here at the top, then move to the directions page and try to mimic and build the same header. It's not going to be smart because we will repeat ourselves, and the first concept of coding and designing is dry. Don't repeat yourself. There is a better way to do it. We can create the header only once as a template and then create a condition where to display it. That's the better way to do it. So let's go to plugins, add new, and here we will search for Elementor header, and the first plugin on the left called Elementor header and footer blocks, that's the one we need. With this plugin we will be able to build the header with Elementor and then set triggers where to display them. So first let's click on install now and then on activate. Now let's go to appearance, header and footer blocks. Here we can see a list of all the templates we created, which is nothing right now. Let's click on add new. Let's give it a name. We'll call this one header. The type of template will be header. And here we can choose where to display the header. The display on trigger will be on the entire site, just like so. We don't need to deal with the other options. Right now, let's just click on publish. And after we did so, then click on edit with Elementor, and it will take us to the Elementor visual editor where we can build our header the same way we built our website. So let's start by creating a section, and this time we will choose a section with two columns. The image going to be on the left and the menu will be on the right, just like so. Now because the rows image is white, let's just paint this section in a dark color. I will do black for this example. Later on I will show you how to create the header transparent, so you will see the image of the section behind it. But for now, let's start with the columns on the left, which is our icon, our image. We'll drag an image widget over here, and then we'll click here to choose the image. And because we downloaded the page template from Elementor, we already have the rose image in our library. You have a few different colors. Let's go with the white one and click on Insert Media. We can see it here. Now let's align it to the left. And the size of the image is great. It's perfect for our purpose. However, if you want to change the size of the image, just move to the Style tab. And here you can use one of these two sliders to change the image size. Alright, so now let's move on to the right column, and to here we will need to drag a nav widget. So let's search for it. We'll search nav and we will drag this widget to the right. It automatically loaded our menu we created a lecture ago. However, if you created more than one, you will need to choose the one that you would like to load from this drop menu. And the first thing that we can see is because the height of the widgets are not the same, the image is taller than the menu, they are not horizontally aligned with each other. You can see the differences between the blue frames over here. In order to fix that and make them horizontally aligned, let's just go back to the section itself, and here under layout, let's change the vertical align option to middle, and now we can see that they are vertically aligned with each other, and that looks perfect. Great. Now let's click back on the nav widget, and the first thing that we will do is to align the menu to the right. So let's expand the layout option, and here we will align it to the right. And now let's move on to the Style tab to adjust the colors. We can see that here under the typography, we have the normal state, which is the current color. Right now it's a dark gray. We can change it to white, just like so. We can then switch to the hover tab, and right now it's set to green, but whenever hovering on the links, it doesn't show any green. So actually you will need to click on the green and then choose either green or any other color that you would like, maybe like pink also. But because later on we will change the header to be transparent and grab the image of the section behind it, the safest bet is to go with hover white, because we don't really know what the image of the section behind it will be. Now you can pretty much change anything you want regarding the links. You can change the font type, the font size, the font family, etc. But for our example, it's good. It's the right size. I like it that way. Now let's switch to the mobile version to see what it looks like on mobile and fix it over there. So let's click here on the mobile icon. And after switching to mobile, we can see that few things happen. The columns are now full width each, and they are one on top of another. As expected, that's what's happening in mobile, and we will fix it soon. And the second thing is we don't see the text links anymore. Now we only see this three lines icon called hamburger menu, and just by clicking on it we can see our three links just below it. So let's start by changing the hamburger icon color. We'll expand the menu trigger option over here, and here we can see that I have color and background color. We'll change the color to white. You can also add a background color, red or any other color that you would like, just like so. I'm going to remove the background color. You can also switch to the hover button and change the background color or the color over here. I will just keep it simple and we'll bring it back to what it was, but you do have the option if you want. Great, now let's just click on the icon in order to start working with the links. We can see that the links are white on white background. Let's change it. We'll expand the drop down option over here. I will leave the text color as is because it's white, but the background color I will change to something darker, obviously, maybe like pink, so it will match the website just like so. I can also switch to the hover tab and change the hover background color maybe to turquoise or blue or something else, just like so. You can also see the divider between the links. Right now it's set to light gray. If you don't want the divider, just change it from solid to none over here. However, if you would like to keep it, you can change the color of it over here. You can choose any color you want. In this example, I will choose white. Great, so our mobile menu is ready. And now what we need to target is the size of the columns. Right now both of them are set to 100%, which is full width each. However, we would like to display them one next to each other. So let's start with the top column first. We'll go to the column settings screen by clicking here, and we'll change the width to 50%. Now we will work with the bottom column. We're also going to change it to 50%. Make sure that both of them together are not more than 100% because then it will jump a line. Now they are both on the same level, which is great. Let's click back on the nav widget, and here we only need to align this menu button to the right. We already did it here earlier with the desktop version, but now let's do it for the responsive version as well, just like so. The header is looking really good now. To view it without all the frames, let's click on this arrow and run a quick test. We can see that when clicking on the hamburger menu, the menu below it starts exactly where the column is ending, which is good, but it's kind of hiding the rows. We can fix it. Let's click back on the nav menu. We'll expand the sidebar once again. We will go to style, drop down, and here we will increase the top distance maybe to like 25 pixels. Just like so, and we can see the link start exactly where the header ends. Excellent. Now let's just close the menu and switch back to the desktop view. Now we can update the changes and make it public to the world. We'll click on update. We'll go back to our home page to refresh it, and we don't see the menu yet. And that's because the page template is set to canvas. We need to change it to full width. Let's open the visual editor of Elementor for this page again. And here we'll go to the settings from the bottom left corner, and we will change the template from canvas to full width because it supports headers and footers. We can see that it was updated here. We'll click on update, and then we will revisit our home page to make sure we can also see it over there, which we can right now, which is excellent. If you like the way it looks, great, keep it. If you want to prettify it, just go back to the header template and edit it from here. For example, let's change the section color to dark pink instead of black. And maybe we can also add a bottom border. So we will switch the border to solid and then only increase the bottom border to 2 or 3 pixels, and we can choose the color over here, just like so. Close the sidebar to see what it looks like. Great, now we can move forward to the nav and re-edit the nav menu. Let's click on it, go to the style tab, and here we'll open the typography options. We can change the font weight from 600 maybe to bold. We can also change the font family to any other font family that we would like, and also increase the text size, just like so. When you're ready, just click on update and revisit your homepage. Refresh the page and you will see the new changes already live on your website, which is excellent. This is nice, but I will revert the navigation menu to what it used to be. I'll decrease the text size to 20 pixels and also change the font family back to Roboto, which is the default font family. Then click Update, revisit the page, refresh it, see that the changes are already live and public. And now we can move on and I will show you how to create the header transparent header. Alright, so to create the header transparent, we will need to mix some CSS into the path, which is great. I will show you how to, but first let's go back to our visual editor and here we will change the background color of this header to transparent by dragging this slider all the way to the left. We can also remove the border by change it from solid to none, just like so. The header is still there, but because it's white text on white background, obviously you can't see it, but it's there. Now let's switch to the advanced tab. We will need to assign a unique ID to this header and then assign the CSS rules to this ID. So let's call it main header with capital H, just like so. And when you're ready, just click on update. Revisit your page, refresh it. We can see that the header section is still there. Obviously we can't see it, but we're going to fix it in a second. Now we need to add a CSS rule to ask the header to float on top of the other sections. To do that, let's go to the customize screen. Here we'll go to the additional CSS tab, and here you can paste these CSS rules. You can type it yourself or copy it. You have it in the description down below. We can see the header on the right side already adjusted accordingly to what we ask it to do, and now we can see the background image behind it. Click on publish and then on the X, and that's beautiful. That looks great. All we have left to do is go to the directions page and enable the header over there as well. So let's click on the directions link from the menu. It will take us to the directions page, and here we will open the Elementor visual editor. We'll go to the settings screen, and here we'll change it from canvas to full width. We can see the header already loaded at the top of the page. Now we can click on publish, revisit the page, make sure that it's public, and it is. Excellent job, guys. You finished with the header. You did a great job. In the next lecture, we will create the footer. Okay, so in this lecture, we are going to build our footer template, exactly as we did with our header. So first, let's close the header window, and now we'll go back again to our dashboard, and here again to appearance, and then header, footer, and blocks. Here we can see the header that we created in our last lecture. Right now, before creating our footer, let's just close all these annoying messages by clicking on no thanks here and here. Great, now let's click on add new. We will name it footer just for simplicity, and here type of template we will choose footer, and we will trigger it to be displayed on every page, the entire website. Then click on publish, and then click on edit with Elementor in order to open the Elementor visual editor. Now let's visit our sample page really quick. We'll scroll all the way to the bottom to see what kind of footer we would like to build. And it's very simple footer. We have icon on the left, icon on the right, and this text in the middle. Let's copy the text and go back to our website. Here we will create a new section with 3 columns, just like so. And before actually dragging the widgets into the section, let's just change the background color of the section to black. Under style, and here you can change it to black. We already did it. Excellent. Now we can go back to the widgets list and then drag the first widget. We'll start with the middle one in this case, and that's going to be the text editor. And I'm going to switch to the text tab because I would like to paste the text without any formation. I'm going to paste it here just like so. And now I will resize the middle column by dragging it to the left from here and right from here to make it the dominant color, just like so. That's great. Now we will move to the style tab because we have some things to change. Let's start by aligning the text to the center, and then we'll change the text color to white in order to see it better. Then I will expand the typography options, and here I will change the font weight to bold, and I can also change the font family. This one is really nice, I like it. And now I will increase the font size, just like so, looking really good. And we can move forward to the icons. So let's go back to our widgets list, and I will drag an icon to the left column. And now I will change the icon to heart, so I will search for it. I have two options. I have the one with the border only and the one with fill color. I will choose this one. And change the color to red. And also decrease the size, just like so. Now, to save time, I will just duplicate this widget and I will drag it all the way to the right side. The footer looks really good. And on desktop, let's just verify that it's looking good on mobile version as well. We'll switch to mobile view, and here we can see that it's looking really good as well. But I do want to show you a cool trick. If you would like to hide one of the elements for mobile, let's say we would like to hide the bottom heart, all we need to do is to click on the element, then go to the Advanced tab, and here under Responsive, we can toggle this option to hide it for mobile. And now we won't be able to see it anymore on mobile, but only on desktop, as you can see right now. Excellent job. Let's click on update and make it public. Then we'll revisit our homepage. We will scroll all the way to the bottom and we can see the beautiful footer we created over here. Excellent, everything is working as it should. Our website is almost done. In the next lecture, we will create our registry and we'll link the buttons to it. Alright, so in this lecture, we will link our website to the wedding registry. You have many registries options to choose from. We have a big list over here. Of course, with time, I will keep this list updated and will add more links. In this lecture, let's just go with the first one with Amazon. It will take you to amazon.com/wedding/home. And here we will click on create my registry. And they will ask us relevant questions regarding us. Of course, your first name, last name, and your partner's name. So I will fill it up with the names that we have in our website, Dan Kudrow and Amy Taylor. And then I will click next. On this screen, they will ask us when is the date of the wedding. I'm just going to fill it up with the date and then click next. Here, enter how many visitors will attend the wedding and click next. On this screen, they will ask us if we created a registry on any other website. In our case, we didn't. I'm going to choose no and click next. Here they're asking us to where they should send the gift. Because I'm logged in to my Amazon account, it's automatically grabbing my address. However, if you want to change your address and enter a different address, click on add new address, enter the address and click on next. Here we will keep our registry public and then click on next. And here on the left screen, all you need to do is just click on create your registry. Great job, our registry is now created. Click on click to get started. It will show you how to use your registry. You don't need it, you can skip it because I'm going to show you right now how to use the registry. So let's say you would like to get a blender for your wedding. Search for a blender or any other gift that you would like to receive. Of course, it will show you many. Let's say we decide to go with this one over here. We'll get into this product page. We'll scroll down and here on the right side we can see add to registry button. We'll add it to our wedding registry and we can see that the item was added successfully. And to view registry, just click on this button, view registry. it will take you to your registry page again. And here they're showing us that we have 2 gifts, even though that we only added 1. Why is that? Let's scroll down. We can see all the gifts we have over here. They automatically added $20 Amazon gift card to your registry. You can keep it. It's always nice to have gift cards. However, if you don't want to get gift cards, you can just click on edit and remove it from your registry, just like so. Now we can move forward and link our registry to the website. So let's scroll up once again, and here we'll click on the share button. It will show us our registry URL, which is a pretty long one, as you can see here. We can prettify it by clicking on edit, and here instead of the long URL that we used to have, we can just enter Dan and Amy wedding and click save. Now this is our new URL. Let's copy it, go back to our website, launch the Elementor visual editor, and here we have these 2 buttons to link. Let's start with the button on the right, the view registry. We'll click on it and paste the URL over here. Now after the visitor will click on this button, he will be redirected away from our website to Amazon. To prevent that, let's click on this gear icon and check this option to open this link in a new window, just like so. Great, now let's link the left button to our RSVP section. We already know how to do it. It's hashtag and then the ID name, which is RSVP. We can update the screen and then revisit our page. Test these 2 buttons. Let's start with the RSVP. We can see that it's taking us to the section all the way at the bottom. We'll scroll back up again, click on the registry button, and we can see that it's taking us to our Amazon registry in a new window. Excellent, everything is working perfectly fine. And in the next lecture, before wrapping up the course, we'll talk about some extra stuff that you need to know about WordPress that will help you with your website. Alright, so in this lecture I will show you a couple interesting stuff. First of all, let's see how we can update plugins or themes or whatever you need to update. You will have this icon over here indicating how many updates you can perform right now. You can click on it or just go to updates from the dashboard screen over here, and it's showing us that we can update our Elementor plugin. So let's check it and then click on update plugins. It will perform the update, and then we'll get this green feedback notifying us that the update was successful. And another one that I would like to show you, which is pretty cool, it's a plugin that will save you a lot of money. You can get it in pluginsforwp.com. I will show you how to use it in a second, but let's talk about the idea first. So Elementor is loaded with many widget options to help you design and customize your website. It doesn't have all the options that you need. For example, we have this extension library called Ultimate Add-ons for Elementor that will add many more widgets to your Elementor library. Here is a list of all the widgets it comes with. What may interest you, it's the timeline widget. For example, you can create a timeline, a structure that will show how you met your wife or your boyfriend or your husband, etc. If you would like to buy this plugin, for example, you'll go to the pricing page, you will see that it's running between $55 to $249. However, if you go to pluginsforwp.com, you can download their plugin by clicking on this download now button, and it will download it to your computer. Then go back to your WordPress website. You will go into plugins, add new, upload plugin, and upload the plugin that you just downloaded. Install it and then activate it. And it will add this new plugins for WP tab to your sidebar. Just click on it, and here you can access over 2,700 plugins and themes from the best developers and companies. It's the exact same plugin, the exact official plugin, but for the fraction of the cost of the original price. You can search for the plugin you want. For example, Ultimate Add-ons for Elementor. It will find it over here. Just click on purchase. It will redirect you to the cart where you can get it for only $4.99, which is over 90% off the official price. So definitely take advantage of this plugin. It's amazing and it will save you a lot of money. If you need to buy more than one, maybe few plugins, just switch to the unlimited downloads tab, and here you have 2 packages to choose from, and you can buy all the plugins and the themes they have for only $87 a year, which is really amazing. In the next lecture, we will wrap up this course.
I would like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart once again for taking my course. Again, congratulations for you and your partner for getting married. I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, just make sure to contact me through the links you see right now on the screen, and hopefully I will see you in my next course as well.